Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Shouts out to everybody that is tuning in, whether you're listening, at work or you're at home. I really do appreciate it. Much love to you. And I hope that you and your family had a happy Thanksgiving. And I know it's been a few days since I actually did a podcast, and, I was out of town. I was in Atlanta, but I'm back home and I'm ready to talk about the Saints Week 13 matchup versus the Los Angeles Rams. And I think that Saints fans, we are all excited about this game. The New Orleans Saints are coming off a bye, and this is a big time matchup for them. And we know historically, under Sean McVay, the New Orleans Saints have had problems with the Rams. And this is going to be a tough game when you look at it. I mean, when I look at the Rams, I understand that their record says that, they're not very good this season. But I really feel like, this is one of those games where, this can be a little bit of a deceptive game. I think that the Rams, they do a lot of things well. And we have seen over the course of time, it has affected, the New Orleans Saints and how the way they operate. But they're going to need all hands on deck. I'm talking to Saints if they're going to come away with a victory. We're going to read some of your comments, and also going to be discussing like some of the inactives here. Right now, I'm looking. This is according to Nick Underhill's social media page, or Mike Triplett rather. It says the Saints center Eric McCoy officially inactive with a groin injury. Running back Jamal Williams is active. So Jamal Williams comes back, but the Saints will not have Eric McCoy. That is a huge blow to the New Orleans Saints. We know what Eric McCoy means to that offensive line. They look better. They look the part. So it's going to be tough, man. That's a very talented young defensive line for the Rams. They got Jared Verse. They got Braden Fisk, two Florida State guys on that line. And they got some other guys that can wreak some havoc. So that's going to be tough for the New Orleans Saints, especially when it comes to the running game and also being able to, pick up the blitz. We know that Eric McCoy does a really good job working alongside Derek Carr for them to be able to work off one another. So huge loss for the New Orleans Saints. You hate to see that, and you're wondering how long this is going to be, especially since Eric McCoy just recently came back and, he left the game against the Browns with an injury, and he didn't come back. And then, of course, we had the bye week, and the Saints are still dealing with this injury with Eric McCoy. So that's something that is very concerning, especially if the New Orleans Saints are going to make it interesting down the stretch. Also, the healthy inactives, you have quarterback Spencer Rattler, who was the emergency third-string quarterback. Mason Tipton. You got Jordan Mims, linebacker Jalen Ford, and Christian Boyd. So a few of the rookies on this list right here. But once again, the biggest loss is Eric McCoy. But it's good to know that Eric McCoy will be on the sidelines, being able to, help his younger teammates on the offensive line, and some of those guys be able to navigate through the game. So that's a plus. But the keys to victory to me for the New Orleans Saints is just to make sure that you stay lock and step with the Rams. Don't go out here turning the ball over. Don't shoot yourself in the foot with these penalties. Just make sure that you play as disciplined as possible. If you can play disciplined, you can keep yourself in the game, and who knows, it could come down to a final possession and you can find yourself winning this football game. This is a huge game for the New Orleans Saints. We know that the Saints can't afford any slip-ups. They can't afford it. Like the Saints have got to win every single game. Like that's how you got to approach it. Like you dug yourself in a hole losing 7 straight, and you got to win as many games as possible. And this is also a very defining game for Darren Rizzi as the interim head coach. You know, you have 2 games. You played against the Falcons. You won that football game. You beat the Browns, who had a losing record. But, you know, nobody was really looking at that as an impressive victory. I mean, looking at the Falcons, they're teetering right now. And the Browns, even though they were impressive on Thursday night in the snow a couple of weeks ago, you know, they still are a team that is a losing team. So this is a game to me that will define Darren Rizzi. Like, I think that we would have to start looking at Darren Rizzi a little bit differently if they can come away with a victory in this game. I expect for the Rams to throw everything at the Saints. Look, I've seen this before. Like, this would be a tough game no matter who the Saints have. I mean, we've seen the Saints struggle against the Rams when Drew Brees was there, Michael Thomas was there, Marshawn Lattimore was there, Alvin Kamara was there. Like, we know that this is not going to be an easy game for the Saints. The matchup is just rough for them. And these young cornerbacks, to me, I can see them struggling in this game. You know, I feel like they'll probably win some battles, but going up against Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and Robinson and all these other guys that they have, Kyron Williams, it's going to be tough, man. And, you know, I hate to say this, but I don't think the Saints are going to win this football game. I got them losing this football game. I don't like, if the Saints win, of course I'll be happy, but I don't see them winning this football game versus the Rams today, man. The Rams are just a bad matchup for them. It's like, you know, it's almost like a boxer. Like a boxer, like you have a guy who can beat virtually anybody. And then there's that one guy that, you know, they don't want to touch because if they go into the ring with him, they won't look the part, right? They'll struggle. And that's what the Rams are to the New Orleans Saints. I don't see the Saints winning the football game. If I was to say the Saints are winning, it would just be my fandom. But I don't think the Saints are going to win. But, I mean, you have to look at this game, you know, for what it is. If you end up losing this football game, you still have opportunities to make this thing interesting down the stretch. So that's what I feel about it. I got the Saints losing this game today. Let me go ahead and read some of your comments. Cartel says, get them likes up early, chat. Thank you, Cartel. Appreciate that. Say, what's happening? Who that? Says Ronnie. Ready for another W. Well, I mean, look, I hope that they get the win today, but like I said, it's going to be a tough matchup. I don't care. Like, I don't care who's playing. Like, I still feel like it'll be a tough matchup for the Saints. And the fact that you don't have Eric McCoy, Alontae Taylor, and Kool-Aid McKinstry, I mean, they're young. I mean, and Alontae Taylor has struggled, you know, in a few games this season. I don't see it. I don't. I don't see it. Let's see. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, hope y'all did, man. Falcons losing to the Chargers. Yeah, I saw that, man. Kirk Cousins out there throwing more picks than Razor Ramon around this thing. And, you know, I mean, I think they got the ball with the final possession, but, man, they are burning. They are burning right now. Like, Atlanta, like, if they don't find a way to win that football game, like, they might have to, like, consider maybe benching Kirk Cousins. He's been playing terrible. Like, Kirk Cousins has been looking bad, man. TJ, you think Eric Tweak's injury pretty bad, or are they being more safe and not letting him play? I think it's a little bit of both. You know, I think that maybe he came back a little bit too early. And, you know, he tried to give it the old try. It's one thing to try to go through it in practice, like, oh, man, how you feel? How you feel? Good. And you can dictate that, right? You know, you can maybe, you know, dial it back a little bit. But when you're in the ebbs and flows of the game, like, you don't know how many possessions you're going to get. You don't know, you know, how much, you know, live action, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have. And you don't know what you're really dealing with until you're faced with that challenge. And I just think that he ended up tweaking it. And I think that it's more serious. Like, it's always concerning when you have surgery on something and, you know, it get re-aggravated because, you know, I never seen like those type of situations end up being good. So I don't know. I don't think I think he might miss this week, and he might even miss the game versus the Giants, but I could be wrong. Says, I hope the Panthers beat the Bucks. Yeah, I think they have a chance too. beat them. I really do. Who that, Jerry? How was your Thanksgiving? Says Chantel. And let me scroll down. We got to win. Falcons may lose. Well, it's 2 minutes right now. It's a 4th and 3. And let's see, Kirk Cousins back to pass, looking, tries to throw, check the ball down, and he is tackled by, but there's a flag on the play. So I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be on a Falcon. It got to be holding. If not, then, I've seen these type of, it's always something. 4th and 3. Holding on a defense. Yep. Man, I don't know what it is, man. It's all like at the end of every game, man, it always seems like these refs try to give these teams, like if it's like a one possession game, always giving these guys an opportunity to try to, try to score, try to make it interesting. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's like that game on Friday. I know y'all probably seen that Kansas City Chiefs game. Did you see the Kansas City Chiefs game at the end? Okay, so Aiden O'Connell, he bobbled the snap or whatever like that. So the referee, you can see him above the screen just come in and roll his arms that indicate a false start. Then all of a sudden they congregate and then they talking about an illegal formation. Like they basically changed the play. They've changed the play to work into the favor of them. I don't know, man. Weird. But anyway, moving on. Who that Timothy J. Jones, the host. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Ro, for being here. Says, yo, who that wish we could have had kept Henderson. Yeah, Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, boy, a beast. TJ, Justin Herbert, and Trevor Lawrence are overrated. I disagree about that. Definitely not overrated. I say Trevor Lawrence is, but Justin Herbert is not. Justin Herbert is not overrated. Let's see. I don't want to be sour grapes, but I don't see them beating the Rams. Me neither. I don't think that's sour grapes. That's just a tough matchup, man. It's just a tough matchup. Saints win today, and this is the first 3-game win streak since Sean, I think. Yeah. That's crazy, right? Yeah, I saw it, TJ. Refs love to gift the Chiefs. Man, they basically changed that because man, Kirk Cousins is awful. I'm sorry. Kirk Cousins is awful. Kirk Cousins is awful, man. Awful. Saints win today, and I'm going back to my delusional ways, thinking we're going to the Super Bowl. Well, if they win today, that's probably going to be one of the most impressive victories. That's probably going to be one of the most impressive victories like all season if they win this game. I say 4-8, TJ swag championship, Jackson State and Southern. Go Jaguars. Yeah, I know, man. Jackson State playing against Southern. Last time they played Southern, they beat them. So let's see if they can actually do it again. But if Jackson State win the swag, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to the Heritage Bowl, man. I got a rep from a squad. Say, TJ, did you get a chance to look at Kyron Drones game a little bit? Nah, not really. To be honest with you, I honestly, since the last podcast we did, I ain't really been doing too many podcasts because I was kind of just focusing on a holiday, and then I went out of town. So I was watching football, but what I'm saying, not as much. What I'm saying, I was just spending time with family and all that. I watched a couple games. I was able to watch a little bit of that Chiefs game. I watched that instant classic, that Georgia Tech game. There was a few games I watched. I don't think I really watched too many games on Thanksgiving. I watched a little bit of the Cowboys and Giants, and I didn't watch any of the Bears and Lions game at all. So I didn't get a chance, but I promise you I will, man. Let's see, TJ. So you're paying those 2 quarterbacks. What have they done, in your opinion, to warrant being highest paid? Well, the thing about with Justin Herbert, I start with him. Like Justin Herbert, really didn't have a supporting cast. And the guys that he ended up having, like Keenan Allen and some of these other players that they had, Gerald Everett, he was actually doing something with it, but the defense wasn't where it needed to be. I mean, you had Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, but the defense wasn't as good. So I just think like Justin Herbert, man, I think you can win something with Justin Herbert. Like I really do. I think you can win something with him. I've seen him play against some top-notch defenses, some top-notch talent, and go out there and light it up. Like I just feel like in this game today, I mean, it's just tough, man. You flying across the country, and like you're going up against a team. You're going to this like maybe like 2 different time zones, and he's not playing terrible. The offensive line, from what I'm seeing today, is actually just just letting them down. But I think Justin Herbert in a couple of years, I feel like he probably gonna end up winning a championship or be flirting with one. But I guarantee you this: like I wish I had Justin Herbert on the Saints right now. Like I would take Justin Herbert over some of the best talent in the NFL. Like I think he's like a top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league. I really do. I'm looking at this 3rd and 12. Hey man, I think since Dennis Allen been fired, I think Raheem Morris like the new Dennis Allen. I'm just saying, I think he like the new Dennis Allen. I mean, I know I ain't tripping. Am I tripping, yo? I don't think he that good of a coach either. TJ, I have faith. The Saints beat the Rams. Panthers beat the Bucks. Dirty Birds fall to the bottom of the division. Panthers no longer worst team in the NFL. Is now the Jaguars. Yeah, Chantel, thank you for the $10. I really believe that. I'm looking at this 3rd and 12 by Kirk Cousins. Let's see what he can do. Okay, he looking, throws it ball deep, wide. The freak open. What in the world are y'all doing? Okay, so it's incomplete. All right. Well, did he catch it? Okay. They said that he didn't catch it, so they got one more chance on a 4th and 12. Did he catch that? Oh, no, he didn't. Nope. No, he did not catch it. So they got one more shot here. One more shot. Thank you, Chantel, for the $10. I'm actually looking at NFL Red Zone. They got some good games on today. And you got the Arizona Cardinals against the Minnesota Vikings. That's a good one. So what are y'all predictions for today? What are y'all predictions for today's game? I can't really give a score. I don't think the Saints gonna get blown out, but I just have them losing this football. I just got them losing, man. I just got them losing. I don't. Let's see. The Pope is praying. Steelers beating the Bengals. Raheem Morris is a black Dennis Allen. No, see. That's how I feel. I don't. At this very moment, who is better, Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins? Yeah, you got to say Kirk Cousins at this point. I mean, not Kirk Cousins, but I think overall talent, like overall, like I think Kirk Cousins is better than Derek Carr. But who is playing like right now? Like you have to say Derek Carr. Derek Carr is playing better. But it's 4th and 12. Last chance for them boys. Let's see what they're doing. Throws it down the field, and it is picked. That man that threw his 4th pick today, man. Derwin James with the pick. Oh my goodness. Love it. Love it. Them boys were talking so much noise, man. They was talking, oh my goodness. They were talking so much noise, man. My goodness. This couldn't happen to a better franchise. Couldn't happen to a better franchise. That goes to show you right there. They can't, like, you see how happy they was, all excited. Oh man, we about to win. Man, what y'all talking about? Man, y'all ain't, man, Atlanta, we back. Man, come on. All I know is I don't care what, like, basically, I feel like this. The Saints playing with house money, in my opinion. Like our expectations this season is like you got an interim coach. So you taking a good with the good, the bad with the bad. But the fact is how Atlanta Falcon fans believed in their heart of hearts that they were just going to run away with the division. Man, we sweeping the division, man. We taking over and all this noise right here and watching these boys just fall flat on their face. Love it. We just take this season with the Saints, we take the wins with the wins and the losses with the losses. It is what it is, right? It is what it is, but they got expectations. And the fact that they actually imploding right in front of our very eyes, Beautiful. Beautiful. This team will never get over the hump. Saints going to win by a field goal and the Bucks going to lose. Well, if that, then you having a completely different conversation. TJ by a score of 17-13. Please troll them with that. Man. all I know is these boys had what? But they had like a 3-game lead. They had like a 3-game lead. Now, right now, if if they end up not winning the division, this would be one of the most epic collapses I've ever seen. Like it would be epic. This would be an epic collapse. Epic. And they couldn't tell me nothing. A Falcon fan could not tell me nothing. They better win this division. If Reds come and win 3 in a row, I wonder what Mick will have for his BFFDA. Well, he would probably say, well, Rizzy got his players back. But nah, man, those players just trying to they playing for Rizzy. They want him to stay around. But like I said, it's gonna be a tough game. Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions. Yes, he did. He threw 4 interceptions. So Kirk Cousins, if I'm not mistaken, Kirk Cousins has not thrown a touchdown. He hasn't thrown a touchdown in almost in a month. Because, okay, he didn't throw a touchdown against the Saints, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't throw a touchdown against the Saints. He didn't throw a touchdown against the Denver Broncos. They had a bye, and he didn't throw a touchdown today, if I'm not mistaken. I think they ran it in for. I think Bijan ran it in for a touchdown. Am I mistaken? Let me make sure I ain't tripping here. Nope. No, I'm not. Kirk Cousins has not thrown a touchdown pass in a month, like a 30-day span. The last time Kirk Cousins, let me see. Last time Kirk Cousins has thrown a touchdown pass, like I said, he didn't throw a touchdown against the Saints. He didn't throw a touchdown against the Broncos. He didn't throw a touchdown against the Chargers. You have to go back to November the 3rd. Well, November the 3rd, the last time Kirk Cousins threw a touchdown. That's insane. He has not thrown a touchdown since November the 3rd. November the 3rd, folks. This man has not thrown a touchdown since November the 3rd. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Today is December the 1st. This man has not thrown a touchdown in 3 games. Man, I wow. Said Smitty, you good? TJ, keep that as a talking point. Jabo plays against Sean Payton tomorrow. I got off work early today, just in time. Yeah, man. Appreciate you for being here, Lee. That's so crazy. Subscribe to the SOTS podcast as well as the Gumbo Pod if you haven't. Please do. I appreciate it if you all do. Wow, that is insane. Wow. He had like one of the most legendary Octobers that you would ever think of. Like the numbers he was putting up. Like he was, wow. Kirk Cousins is still probably better than Derek Carr, you think? I think as an overall quarterback, yes, I think he's better. But as far as like this year and how they playing right now, no, he's not. Not right now. But overall, like I ain't about to kick a man while he's down. I like Kirk Cousins. I like Kirk Cousins. I think he talented. I think to be quite honest with you, if Kirk Cousins were playing for the 49ers, they'll be winning. Like they'll be winning. This is a bad combination right now. This is a bad combination. Like it's not a good fit. Like offensively, it's not a good fit. If he was out there for the 49ers, like they'll probably be first in the West. Because the thing about it is, and what I've noticed is that they not running the football, which is their strength, and they trying to use him, I guess, because they paid him all that money, so they don't want him to be $100 million guy to hand the ball off. But hey, whatever. I think we would have been in first if it wasn't for the losing streak. Yeah, that's the only thing. And that's the only thing that's helping. That's the only thing that's helping the Falcons. Is the fact that if the Saints would have, had a 5-game losing streak instead of a 7, then them boys would be in the back of the line. TJ, did we call up any receivers for today? You end up, Dante Pettis. They activated him as well as Kevin Austin. So Kevin Austin, Dante Pettis. It's the same guys from the last game. Those are your guys. Saints lose today. I can't see them. Like, if they win, I'll be shocked. Jaguars fixing to be 2-10. Rose City stop. Prayers for Trevor Lawrence. I know he left the game, man. I don't know exactly what happened to him. TJ, who will win? Philadelphia or the Ravens? Honestly, I think Philadelphia might win that football game, man. I say that because, man, like Baltimore, I don't know if people have been paying attention to Baltimore, but they passing game, like passing defense ain't what it used to be. Like they've been struggling like when it comes to pass defense. But running the football, like I can't see Saquon doing what he did to the Rams. I can't see that. I don't see how you can't beat this Rams team because they deceptively, like they're deceptively good. Like the reason why it's kind of the same thing with the Saints. Like you had a bunch of injuries and stuff like that you were trying to overcome. You didn't have Cooper Kupp at the beginning of the season. Puka Nacua started the season on IR. So you basically were going out there with, your second, with third string, fourth string wide receivers. So that's the reason, they kind of struggled. So that's the reason why. Like their record says that they're not that good. And if you're just looking at record alone, then you'll probably be like, man, we should win this game. They're not that good. But they had a lot of things that were, there were a lot of bad breaks going their way early in the season. They're starting to get their guys back. So I'm crying, TJ. 4 picks. 4. Carr ain't been that bad. Yeah. All I know is them boys imploding. And and I love it. He went to slide and the linebacker hit him in the head, hit the ground, and his arms were hanging in the air. It was a 3-minute brawl afterwards. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I don't know, man. These guys are crazy these days, man. Like yesterday, all I saw, if you watching this on a Sunday, on Saturday, man, all I seen in college football, people like, man, okay, we get it now. We get it. Let me read this comment and I'll get into my point. At the end of the day, you will say, I appreciate DC. Yes, you will. Man, look, Derek Carr is who he is at the end of the day. Like he is who he is. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. The only way that Derek Carr would change my opinion about him if he leaves the Saints, like if he goes on this run and the Saints end up making the playoffs or winning the division, then I probably, like look at him a little bit differently, but it won't be by much. Like he is what he is at the end of the day, man. Like he is what he is. Like I think that people want him to be acknowledged. Some people want him to be acknowledged as this like top 5, top 10 quarterback, and he's not. And the thing about it is, we think that if you not top 10, that just means that you slow, and that's just not the case. That just means that they're gonna have some games where you're gonna look the part, and then they're gonna have some games people are gonna be like, man, this dude had an awful game. That's just what he is. It's not a bad thing. Like everybody can't be elite. There's only a handful of elite quarterbacks in the NFL right now. But back to my point. Yesterday, man, all these fights and enough with the flags. All right, enough with the flags. Like we get it, man. Like planting the flag in the middle of the field, bruh. Come on, man. Like that, man. That's so whack. Like we get it, man. Like a couple guys do it. Like Baker Mayfield started it. Now it seems like everybody want to do it. Like that's so lame, man. Like that's whack to me, man. Seriously. If a couple guys, if a team do it, but it just seemed like in the evening, like when everybody kind of seen that brawl, like everybody was on social media watching Ohio State and Michigan get into that brawl because of the flag. Then every game, every rivalry game that evening, everybody wanted to put a flag. You had Arizona State tried to, put the devil, the devil pitchfork into the Arizona logo. You had hey, come on, man. Hey, that's whack. Copycats. The real Carbage will show up today, 5-12. If the Saints can't run the ball today, which is their strength, I don't see how you can win in the passing game. I don't either. I don't, man. But I do want to mention, man, and I failed to mention. I gotta start doing this. State of Saints podcast is powered by BETUS. You got to sign up and you'll get up to 150% on your first deposit, up to 125% on your second and third deposit, up to $2,000. You can use the promo code YouTube150. That's YouTube150. We'll be back for halftime. We're not going to have a second half play-by-play. I got some things I need to do, but we will be back for the post game. Where we break it down. We'll have the post game on Bleacher Report as well. I'll have that link for you at the end of the halftime. So I hope you all enjoy the game. Hopefully the Saints, they play well, give us something we can talk about. But enjoy the game. Like I said, we'll be back at halftime to break down the first half, and then we'll be back for the post game on both Bleacher as well as the State of Saints podcast. Till next time, all I gotta say is, who that? And there we go.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.